Get our bodies warmed up and ready for a big week ahead. Make sure that my phone doesn't make noise on you. So let's just kind of shake it out, get the body kind of woke up this morning. Whew. And then find our way to standing. Okay, so equal standing, arranging your body. Everything's in a nice alignment here. It's always good to check where the arms are, because if your hands are on your thighs, your shoulders are definitely rolling forward. So have your hands out by your side and the palms face forward as we start to bring our breath onto our mat, into our practice. And start to envision a light right at the center of your body here, right? And start breathing into that. It's going to start to brighten as you inhale and soften as you exhale. And we're just breathing into that inner light. And now noticing a warmth that's starting to emanate from that light. And allowing that to start spreading through the body. So nice and long here, upright, nothing in the way. As you inhale, let that light go deeper and deeper throughout the body. And the warmth goes with it. And now we're going to increase that light and warmth even a little more by adding some arms so the palms turn out, keeping the feet grounded. Inhale, float the arms all the way up as far as they want to go right now. Tap your fingertips together, turn your palms out, and exhale, long arms down. Okay, and just breathe into that a few times. Go at your own pace. Visualizing the light and warmth following all through the body. It's going to the tips of the fingers, the tips of the toes, the crown of your head. And after your next exhale, just come back to your mountain pose. And in our cats and cows, we're going to gather and also share the light and warmth that we just created. So let's go ahead and bend the knees and hips slightly. Maybe take the feet a little wider than hip width distance, elbows out to the side. Inhale, and as you exhale, gather in all that light and warmth. And then as you inhale back, share it. And just keep moving through here, bringing the forearms toward each other as you gather, and opening the elbows back as you share. And the next time you're rounded forward, gathered, inhale here, And just draw the arms up, inhale, exhale, shake everything out. Okay? All right, so we're going to start to move side to side, and we do want to keep the body moving. So let's take the feet a little wider, even still, with the toes out, and let the knees come down and up as we take the right arm up and the left hand, so we're opening the side body now. We're going to let the knees bend, take the left hand over to the right, right arm overhead, and then a nice round ball of energy as you come up and over to the right. Okay. Eventually the legs will find a rhythm with the arms. Just let that happen for you. And just keep your nice ball of light and energy moving as you open up the body side to side. Of course, the upper arm doesn't have to be right by the ear if that's not comfortable for your shoulders. It could be more in line with the shoulders, right? This is your practice, your time for you. And the next time we're over to the left hand heading to the right hand heading to the left. Just hang here. Now release your left, this would be your left arm, yes, parallel to the mat here. And come on up, and let's go over to the right and stay here. And release that right arm parallel to the earth. And bring it up and release. Okay. All right, so we move the spine forward, back, side to side. We'll start with some twisting now, taking the right hand to the left. And remember, we want to keep that lower body moving so we maintain our heat here, side to side. And maybe the hands start reaching a little closer to the earth now, side to side. A little twisting here. If this pace doesn't feel great to you, slow it down. It's your practice. You do it your way. Go as low as you want and then start coming back up. And you come to in line with the shoulders eventually and start to reach up side to side, twisting to reach up. Yeah. And a few more times. And then come back to shoulder height. And eventually start slowing down and come back to center. All right, shake the legs out for a second, and we're going to do one more energy gathering thing. So we're taking the legs back to where they were, slightly wider than hip width distance with the toes out. And when the knees bend, they go over the toes, okay? So how to do that is to make sure that your feet are square on the mat. So think about the balls of your feet in particular. Is the big toe mound on the mat and the pinky toe mound on the mat and your two heels. And when you're square, your knees will naturally go over your toes, okay? All right, so we're going to start with the legs straight, arms up. This is gathering goddess energy. Take your arms out as your knees bend. Stay right here, bring your arms forward, and here's the gathering. Inhale, arms up, legs straight, and take it down. Arms forward and gather, and it's up. Out, forward and gather. Up, out, forward and gather. One more. Up, out, forward and gather, and stand tall. And go ahead and bring your legs side by side as you bring your arms down. Shake out a little bit. Inhale and exhale. All right. So before we come down, who has a block handy? Okay. And Anybody have a rolled up mat, couple of towels, blanket handy? Okay. All right. So let's come to the top of the mat here. Just have those things nearby if you have them, and if you don't, then you'll just do things without them. Okay? There's always a way. All right. So we're coming to the top of the mat. Yes, okay, any little roll is good. All right, so the feet are hip-width distance apart, hands down by your side. And we're going to float the arms up. We're now in mountain pose. The feet are staying nice and grounded. Exhale, fold over your hip creases. Of course, we're not worried about how far down the hands go. We're just going to start to warm up the legs here. So bring your hands to your thighs here, set your hips back and shine your heart forward. We're going to keep going down and up from here. So roll your hands down your legs back into that forward fold and come up. Okay, so you see how we are warming up the hamstrings here. We're going half lift to forward fold. Rolling the hands up and down the legs. Half lift, forward fold. The next time you come into half lift, stay there. Start to sink your hips. Bring your hands down and step back to down dog. Remember, anytime down dog isn't for you, you can be in table. Let's go ahead and bend one knee and then the other. Alternate pressing the heels down. And then take one heel down and hold. And set the other heel down and hold. And two heels down and hold. And go ahead and bring the knees down. And sit off to the side. Extend the legs forward. Flex the feet. Come into seated mountain pose. And see if you can find that light and warmth that you've been generating since we started. See how it travels now from seated mountain pose. Just keep coming back to that because this is the season where we are really going to need it. All right, let's shake the arms out. Okay, and we're going to get to the core now. So if you have a roll, go ahead and grab your roll. So a mat would look like this. We need it, lengthwise. If you don't, this will still be fine, okay? So if you have a roll, put it behind you so that it's going to go straight up your spine. Put it close to your hips and lay back. Now, you're going to have to lift yourself so that your what is this called? Your sacrum is actually on the mat. If you're directly on your flat mat, that's fine too. Okay, we're going to do some core work from here. Everybody okay? Head is on the mat. Yes, good, thank you. All right, take your feet to the toes. Okay, your toes are down and your hands, the fingertips are down. Okay, so we've got a little instability going here. Inhale and exhale. And start to travel your right leg up. Now when you bring that right leg back down, it's toes only. We're not putting the whole foot down. Start to travel your left leg up. And bring the left toes down. Now we're going right leg and left arm travel up and down. Left leg and right arm travel up and down. The trick here, whether you're on a mat or not, let's keep just alternating side to side, is keeping the toes and the fingertips, right? Barely even touching the mat. So you're really maybe floating kind of in midair when you go through. And keeping it slow, that's where the the slowness and the suspension. If you are on a mat and you are just really unhappy with it, just take it out from under. Okay, we're going to go until the next time you have your left leg and right arm up, and then bring everything down. Let's set the feet down for just a moment, set the palms down, and take a couple of breaths. Okay, raise one foot and wiggle the foot at me if you're okay to continue. Everybody's got a place they can be with this. All right, so let's go ahead and bring the feet back to the toes, bring the hands back to the fingertips, and just float both arms up. Both arms, okay, and now add the right leg, and maybe add the left leg. All right, inhale and exhale. We're close to the floor, so shouldn't be too tragic if you roll off your mat. Now, let's bring both toes down and try and get them to touch at the same time. And both fingertips down and try and get them to touch at the same time. And if you want to now, take your toes and your fingertips up at the same time. Otherwise, if this doesn't work for you, do it the way we just did it and take it down. And if this is totally not working, go back to that alternating, which was great also. We're going double up and double down. And we're going to do it 2 more times, whichever way you're doing it. Double up and double down. Let's take the feet flat, the palms flat. Inhale and exhale. All right, we're going to do a little bit for the obliques here. We're going to take the feet to the toes and take the arms up. Okay, so keeping the feet to the toes, and we're not like on the balls of our feet, we're strictly on the tippy toes. Arms are up, and just take both arms over to the right, carefully, and center, and left, and center, and right, and center, and left. They're not going to go far, otherwise you're going to completely come off your mat. And center. Okay, now take your fingertips down to the mat, take your right leg up, right leg only, left toes are down, right fingertips are down, take your left arm up and reach over to the right. See how far that goes. And we're going to stay going to the right 3 more times. Reach over to the right. Notice if you're crushing into your right fingertips when you do that. Try and keep your alignment nice and soft here on the toes of the left foot and the fingertips of the right hand. This is the last time. Left arm across, left hand, right toes down, left knee up, right arm. Reach the right arm across and up. So better to go less far to the left and stay nice and soft on your toes and fingertips than to try and get that right arm all the way over and crush into your toes and fingertips. We're going to go 1 more time. Right arm to the left. Woo! And bring it down. Now carefully just roll off your mat and remove the mat off to the side and sit up. Did anybody feel that? Any kind of furnace thing happening in your core? Yes? No? Maybe? Okay. All right. Shake it out. Let's make some circles here and just relieve that entire area. Okay, so we're just going forward, side, back, side, in one direction, making circles. This it's starting to open up the hips as well. That's good. And the next time you're forward, hold, and then make your circles in the opposite direction. And the next time you're forward, hold. Good, and come up to seated. All right, let's take those legs straight and give them a nice little shake out the arms. Everybody good? Thank you. Okay, while we have the legs straight, let's work on our rock the baby. So take both legs straight, the feet are flexed, knees are pointing up, toes are pointing up. We're going to bend the right knee, take the right foot in the left hand, the right hamstring in the right hand, and keeping the torso steady, we're rocking the baby to open up the hip. Good. Okay, now come back to center and put your right ankle above your left knee, so crossing the left thigh. Support yourself with your hands and bring that left foot in just till it touches the mat. It's an open seated pigeon. Flex your right foot and take the right leg side to side. All right, let's bring that right foot all the way down to the left now. Sit up and position the foot. It can stay by the left thigh, but if you're not equally touching the mat with both sit bones, take your right foot in front of the left shin, okay, so that you're seated evenly here. Your left hand is outside your right shin, right arm up and back. Inhale. Exhale, start to twist to the right and turn your gaze to the right without tugging on your right leg. Inhale and exhale. All right, so we're gazing toward the right shoulder, and on your next exhale, gaze toward the left. And then when you exhale again, take your gaze back to the right. Now from here we're going to do something a little different. We're going to float the right arm up by the ear, okay, and tilt over the left leg. And then come back to center, release, take both legs forward, and give the legs a crazy shake here. Setting up for rock the baby with the left leg. Both legs are straight, feet are flexed. Left knee bends, holding on, torso steady, side to side. And notice how your hips are doing this morning. And eventually bring that left ankle across the right thigh. Left foot is flexed. Slide your right foot into open seated pigeon. Open here, right? Left foot is flexed, and we take the left foot side to side. And then bring your left foot all the way over to the right. Hold on to the left shin with the right hand. Bring your left arm up and back by the hip. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and exhale, twist without tugging on that left leg. Turn your gaze toward your left shoulder. And on your next exhale, turn your gaze toward the right. And gaze back to the left. So we're going to stay here. You can take your gaze back to center. Take your left arm up by the ear and tilt. And release. Okay, so let's unwind the legs. Give them a nice little shake. Inhale and exhale. Shake the wrists out. Okay, and we're going to come to hands and knees. Okay. So it's the beginning of the week, big week ahead. First, let's get those arms working for us, okay? So we're going to take the arms way forward and come into the knee down plank. Add that arm strengthening, push down and up, and hips toward heels. So we're coming knee down plank, push down and up, knees toward heels. Okay. So do this at a pace where you can feel your arms working. And the next time you come into knee down plank, hang out here for a moment and let's all go into that first part of the push-up together. Hang out here. And then press back into child's pose. So just to give the arms a little extra something there. Your forehead is grounded. And then find your way to downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths in a nice, smooth, even dog. Start to feel the feet and the hands. Where's the pressure? Is it evenly distributed? Can you notice one side that maybe feels like it has a little more pressure on the hand or the foot? Try and even things out in your down dog. And then start to walk your feet to your hands, taking them a little wider each time till they get to be mat width distance apart. Bring your forearms to your thighs, bring your hands to your heart. Feet, once again, we can feel four corners, grounded feet. Press through the feet, lift up. Inhale, fingertips up toward the sky. And exhale, hands down, mountain pose here. Inhale and exhale. All right, so that brightness and warmth that we were cultivating earlier, let's tap back into that at the top of the mat. Sun salutation is going to help us really kick that into high gear. Okay, so let's inhale and exhale. At the top of your mat, start to tap into that breath and warmth. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, we swan dive. Take a half lift, hands to the thighs, sitting the hips down, hands to the mat. Step back with your right leg. You're in a lunge. Just enjoy your lunge. Move around a little bit. Inhale and exhale here. And we're going to step back to plank. Knee up or knee down, whichever one is going to suit you right now. And then that slow descent, okay? So we did it slowly earlier, but we came back up. This time we're coming all the way down. Okay. Inhale and exhale. Now we're going to make a pillow with the hands here. Rest the forehead on your hands. Okay. Feet are hip-width distance apart with the toes pointing behind you. And we're going to be lifting the head and the heart. The hands are under there, but they're just following the forehead. They're not doing the work. The hands are just following as you lift up, strengthening the lower back, and release. And let's do that again. Lift up and release. Okay, so it's like a cobra with your hands under your forehead, and lift up and slowly release. Bring your hands under your shoulders, that's what they're called, and find your way to a downward facing dog. Nice. Inhale and exhale. And thinking about the roundness of the sun and the energy of the sun, float your right leg up to hip height. Make some small circles in one direction and take those circles a little larger. And then pause and make some small circles in the other direction and take those circles a little larger. There you go. Now your right leg is hip height, and take a step forward and continue your journey to the top of the mat. Yep. And when you get there, take a half lift, shine your heart forward. Feel that brightness just emanating from your heart. Exhale, forward fold. And then with your feet grounded, float the arms out and up. Palms touch and hands come heart center. And release. Come into mountain pose. We're going to do that. On starting on the left, and we'll do a little more with the arms. Okay, when we're in the back bending. But remember, the hands are not doing the work. They're just following. Okay, so come to the top of your mat. Good. Mountain pose, feet are grounded. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive. Half lift, hands to the thighs, sinking the hips down, and step back with your left leg and wiggle around. So we're in this nice lunge, and then come into your plank. It could be knee up or knee down. It doesn't even have to be the same plank you did the first time, right? Okay, and let's go into that nice slow descent through Chaturanga all the way down. Okay, so we're going to arrange ourselves now with the toes pointed back, feet hip width distance, pillow with the hands, forehead rests on top, and breathing the heart and head up without using the hands, and release it down. Now we're going to add a little more arms to this. So you breathe up, forehead attached to the hands, extend the arms out and back, and breathe down. Breathe up, extend the arms out and back, and breathe down. Try not to crank your neck. I'm doing it because I'm looking up at you, but just try and keep your neck in neutral. Arms out. And release. All right, hands under the shoulders, down dog. Yes. Now that once you find all that evenness in your dog, right, you're checking, is one hand heavier than the other or one foot? Evenness in your dog, left leg up, reestablish that balance, and the left leg being hip height, tiny circles in one direction and a little larger. Bring it back to center. Tiny circles other direction and a little larger, And then step forward with your left foot and complete your journey to the top of your mat. Okay, half lift. Let's see how this forward fold feels now. We've been using those legs, so see how the things are going in the back of the legs here, those hamstrings. Ground through the feet, float the arms out and up, palms touch, and hands come heart center. Now just stand in mountain pose. See if you can feel the energy moving through you. Tap into your light and warmth. Inhale and exhale here. And just shake around a little bit. We're going to come into a warrior two. So the legs are going to be super wide now. Turn the right toes to the right, left toes in at an angle. Notice if your left hip especially hiked up, even out those hips as you take once again, the feet, right? If they're evenly grounded, the knee is going to go right where you want it, right through the center of the foot, and it also stops right over the ankle. Okay, press through the outer edge of your left foot and float the arms out and up. Your shoulders are over your hips too. Gaze past your right fingertips. Inhale and exhale. All right. So we're going to move into archer now. Turn your gaze toward your left fingertips and then follow your left hand as it comes all the way over to meet your right hand. Continue following your left hand with your gaze as you slide back into warrior two. Follow the left hand with your gaze to your right fingertips. Slide across that right arm, keeping your gaze with your left hand open to the left. And one more time, follow, follow, and open. We're settling in warrior two now, thinking about the balance of this particular pose here, right? Starting at the feet. Do the feet feel grounded and balanced still, even after that movement? Okay. Are the hips nice and level? Are the shoulders still over the hips? Your gaze is past your right fingertips, and just let your mind settle. Okay, now start to bring your palms together as you turn all 10 toes forward. Inhale. We're going to exhale over the hip creases into a half forward fold. So you can either go high, stay here, or continue going till you're halfway. And then lift up, draw the arms up toward the sky, and maybe you step together or maybe you heel toe and give your legs a little break here. All right, we're going to do the same thing on the left. So take your legs wide for warrior two, left toes to the left, right toes in at an angle. Starting with the hip, we're checking to see if that right hip is lifting. We want the hips, the whole pelvis to be level, okay? Now think about the feet, okay? Grounded, all four corners of the feet. As you bend your left knee, it's going to go straight through the center of the left foot. Knee lands over the ankle. Outer edge of the right foot is pressing deeply into the mat. Arms float up, shoulders are over hips, gaze to the left. Looking good. All right, now turn your gaze to the right and follow those right fingertips as that right hand meets the left. For archer, continuing to follow the right hand as it draws across and back. And smoothly move through your archer a couple more times. And when you land back in Warrior Two, settle in, turn your gaze past your left fingertips, and start to notice all the balancing that's going on here. How are your feet doing? Okay. How are you feeling lifted in the upper body, grounded in the lower body? What's happening for you? And just settle into your Warrior Two, calmly gazing past your left fingertips. And now drawing the hands together as you turn forward and all 10 toes are forward. This forward fold is all you. So whatever you want to do in this fold, okay, if you want to release your hands and wiggle around, if you want to bring your hands down and move to one side or the other, if you want to just have a nice static forward fold, it's all you. Eventually come back to center, bring your hands to your heart, and if you're farther than halfway down, lift up halfway. If you're higher, then just stay there. Okay, and we're going to ground through the feet, pressing in, fingertips up, inhale, exhale, step or heel toe your feet together. Okay, all right, how's everybody doing? Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and just wiggle around, move around, shake things out, see how everything's feeling. Look around to see if there's something that you particularly want when you move into final relaxation. Or even just coming down to the earth. You know, maybe you like to have a wrap, a sweater, some socks. Okay, and when you feel like you've shaken your, what is that kid's song, Shake My Shimmies Out? Okay, we're going to come to the top of the mat and get ourselves ready for our floor releases. We're also going to do a spinal release down there too. That's really important. We've done quite a bit of back bending. So find yourself in a nice equal Tadasana here, mountain pose. Find that light and warmth and start to breathe into that more so it either continues or once again begins to flow all the way through the body. Float the arms up, inhale, exhale, swan dive over your straight legs. Doesn't matter where the hands go. Bring your hands to your thighs and take a half lift. Shine your heart forward. See that brightness and warmth emanating from your heart. Sink your hips down and step back, down dog. Table is also great here, whichever is going to work best for you right now. And let the hips go side to side. If you're in dog, the knees will move as well. If you're in table, it'll be more of a hip action. And then come to center, and if your knees are up, bring them down. Sit off to the side. And find seated mountain pose. shake things out, and we're just going to do a couple of super soft forward folds here. Float the arms gently up, and a little bit of a forward fold here. See what feels releasing to you. Roll the arms up the legs, and one more time, just hang out. And release. Go ahead and bend the knees. Feet are hip width distance here, and we're rolling down. Inhale and exhale. Okay, let's just lay here for a moment. Position yourself comfortably on the mat as we move into our spinal clearing. Bring your right knee towards you. Hold on to your right hamstring. Okay, if that's not working for you, hold on to the side of your right leg. Take your right leg straight up and press into those hands. Press into the hands. And relax with the legs still up. Press into the hands again. And relax, release, right foot down, left leg in, hold on. Extend the left leg, press into the hands. And release, and press back into the hands. And release. Left foot down. Feet are hip width distance apart. Let your knees gently open and close. Extend both arms and both legs. Inhale, and as you exhale, draw both knees in. And here, you can either hold on to your shins or your hamstrings. Hamstrings is more relaxing for the knees because they're not compressed so much. So do whichever one is better for you. Inhale and exhale. And let's just gently rock side to side. Give that spine a nice little massage. And come back to center. Bring your hands to your knees. And we're going to keep the hands on the knees as we make some circles. Press the knees away, to the right, in, and to the left. So little circles here. That's why the hands are on the knees, to control the size of these circles here. And bring the knees in and pause, and then go the other way. So it's press away, to the left, in and to the right. Or whichever direction you didn't go last time. And the next time your knees are in, just hold them in, put both feet to the mat, hands down by your side, and take your right leg up. So the right leg could either go straight up, or we just need that foot off the mat, so whatever feels best for you right now. Point and flex. The knee could be bent, the leg could be straight. Point and flex your right foot. And circle the ankle one direction and the other. Bring the right foot down and take the left foot off the mat. A little, knee bent, leg straight, doesn't matter, point and flex. And circle one direction and the other. bring your left foot down, okay? All right, arrange yourself comfortably on the mat. Take your arms out to the side. Take your legs together, and we're going to do super gentle swaying. Knees right, gaze left, knees left, gaze right. Think of this more as a massage for your spine than trying to do any kind of twisting. We're really massaging the spine. And then come back to center with the arms extended. You bring your feet back to hip-width distance apart. Extend the fingers, wiggle them, make a gentle fist. Extend, wiggle, gentle fist. Extend, wiggle, gentle fist. And slowly rotate the wrists one direction and the other. And release. Okay, so we're going to just from here, just take that right knee in, hold on to the I would recommend hamstring here, and let that left leg extend. And then bring both feet to the mat, draw the left knee in, hold on. And let the right leg extend. And then bring it in, bring both feet to the mat, gently let those knees open and close. All right, and now as you come back to center, begin to scan your body. See if any movements are indicated for you, any kind of realignment, repositioning, whatever it feels like your body needs to do right now as you work your way towards your final relaxation position for today. So find any spots as you scan from head to toe that feel like they just need a little more letting go. Experiment with your legs straight, knees bent, knees touching, or knees apart. See what's going to feel most restful and relaxing for you. And as you're ready, assume your position for final relaxation this morning. Keep yourself warm with that inner brightness and warmth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Release yourself onto the earth. And just be in your final relaxation. Begin to bring your awareness back to your space. Invite a deeper breath. Gently bring movement back to your body. And on your next inhale, extend your arms and legs long. Exhaling, draw your knees in. Give yourself a hug. Find your way over to a side. And help yourself back up to a nice, easy seat. As you turn your gaze to your own good heart and your bright spirit, thank and honor yourself for your practice, and we thank and honor each other for sharing this time. Namaste.